Hey everybody, Erica Serwin here from Pink Buckaroo Designs. This card I'm going to show you today was made for a swap with my downline, the Sweet Stampede. We swap every month and our theme this month was birthdays. And I am so in love with this card that I had to feature it during my Facebook Friday and on YouTube. Isn't it super cute? It uses this bundle called Birthday Cheer from the 2019 Occasions catalog. When you buy both the framelits and the stamp set, remember you save 10%. We're going to use this right here, which I have another video for. You need to check it out, how I made a double slider card using this, and another way to fill those. And then we're going to use this, the gift, the birthday present stamp. Isn't that super cute? If you love to color with blends, this is a great set for that. Now the sentiment, I needed just a small sentiment, so I pulled out Itty Bitty Birthdays, and I am using the happy birthday right there. All right, now we're going to need to do this in a couple of steps because we're going to color our Sparkle Shimmer Glimmer paper. You see it right there? It's actually Grapefruit Grove. How did I do that? Because we don't carry Grapefruit Grove glimmer paper. Well, what I did is I took my sparkle, my white Sparkle Glimmer paper, see it's white, and I misted it with my Stampin' Mister. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. Now, what's in here is alcohol, rubbing alcohol, right here, and about 10 drops of Grapefruit Grove ink refill. So you could use any color. I actually have about 40 of these filled with different colors. Take your Sharpie and write it on the side. That way next time you'll know exactly what color you have. Now I'm going to bring in a box to avoid misting everything on my table. The misters have a mind of their own, so make sure that you protect your surface. All right, so I've shaken it up and I'm going to just kind of point it away and spritz until it's as dark or as light as I want. Now it's going to take just a few minutes to dry because we're using alcohol. It doesn't take quite that much time, but we're going to do everything else, and hopefully when we're done, it'll be ready to go. Okay, so let's put the card base together first. This is a Grapefruit Grove card base. I took a full sheet of Grapefruit Grove and cut it in half at 4 1/4 and then scored it in the middle. I took a large stitched rectangle framelit. This is the largest one that we have in the set, and I cut out this background. Now I want to layer this up. If you know me, you know I love dimensionals. And look, it has a tiny gingham on one side and a fat gingham on the other. I prefer the fat gingham, and so that's what we're gonna go with. So put your dimensionals on, and if I can get my fingernails to behave and cooperate, I can get those peeled off. Set that right there. Now let's stamp the present. And I want you to know that whenever I make a swap card, I make sure that it's not too terribly complicated, because when you make swaps, you gotta make a lot of them. So that will tell you that this card is not terribly complicated, and the coloring is pretty simple. I did a bunch of these and it did not take me too long. We're gonna use Pool Party, light and dark, and then we're going for the heart, we're gonna use light Calypso Coral. All right, I'm gonna start with my light Pool Party, and it's a matter of preference, whichever end you want to use. We have the brush tip, which is what I'm using right now, and we have the bullet tip. And quite honestly, I prefer to use the bullet tip most of the time because I feel like I have better control. But because this is a large area to cover, I choose to use the brush tip. It kind of puts down more color a little more quickly. I just have to make sure to really keep it where I want it to be. Now I'm going to come in and I'm going to do all of the wrapping paper really here. And quite honestly, it doesn't matter because we're going to do the ribbon in Pool Party too, but you may do a different color. So I'll just pretend that we need to keep them separated. All right, so now I'm going to take my dark Pool Party, and wherever there would be a shadow where something overlaps something else, I'm going to put a dark line. And because these are alcohol markers and they dry pretty quickly, I'm going to work in one section at a time. Now I've outlined it with the dark, and now I'm going to take my light pool party and just kind of blend that back out. All right, we're going to go over here and do the same thing around and probably down on the bottom too. And underneath this part, because that ribbon creates a shadow. There we go, pulling it all down together, blending it. And up here, we're going to add a little bit more dark because we have that ribbon casting our shadow. All right, and then here would be pretty dark. So I'm going to do all the dark right here and just a little bit behind that ribbon like that. All right, let's see, blending it all in. Okay, good. Now for my bow, I am going to put a light layer of the light pool party, but I'm going to leave a white strip there at the very top of the bow because the light is coming from the top. So that means that it's going to be the lightest it is there. Now inside would be dark, so I'm going to put some dark there and then a little bit of dark above the edge of the bow. We're kind of creating an ombre of light and dark. And now I'm going to color in the ribbon. And honestly, like I said before, the ribbon is going to be dark. So you can just color it with a light and go over it with a dark as many times as you want to create that variation in color. All right, now I'm going to go back again with some dark here. And then get my light and very carefully just kind of push it up, but leaving a little tiny sliver of white there at the top. I really want my ribbon to be much darker, so I'm going to add several layers there. Now for the bow, for the tag, I'm going to leave all of it white except for that cute little heart, and I'm going to color that in. We do not have Grapefruit Grove blends, but I have found that the Calypso Coral blends really coordinate very well with Calypso or with a grapefruit. Okay, so now let's cut this out. This set does have framelits, but the framelits do not include one to cut out the present or the hat. But as I mentioned in my previous video, these are big, bold images that even a kindergartner could cut out. So don't feel intimidated. Just stay on the outside of the black line, leaving a little bit of white border, and that will create an illusion for your eye or for the recipient's eye that they can only see that black line and it looks perfect. They won't be able to see that white. See right there, see how I have a little bump? They won't see that. They will only see the black line. Okay, perfect. Now let's do our die cut. We're gonna bring over the Big Shot. Let's move all my ink out of the way. And actually, before we do that, we're going to put an adhesive on the back. I'm going to use the adhesive sheets, the multi-purpose adhesive sheets. These are awesome. You just have to make sure you remember to do it before you do your die cutting. I'm going to put my little square of Grapefruit Grove. Press that down like that, and then I'm just going to kind of cut off all the extra adhesive. That way I won't have any stickiness, and that top layer of the adhesive sheet will keep that together in case I want to use any of that again. All right, so here is our Grapefruit Grove piece. We are going to cut out the cupcake with the heart, okay? So that's all I needed right there. And I'm going to run it through and come back again because this is an intricate die. It may need a couple of swipes through the Big Shot, and we want to make sure, yeah, that looks pretty good. You can turn it over and make sure that it's cut. Now the other piece is a flirty flamingo heart to put there at the top of our cupcake. All right, and just, remember to cut down your cardstock so that if you just need a little piece, you're not wasting lots of big cardstock. All right, so let's move that out of the way. And let's get this ready. We're going to just cut out, we just want that cupcake, so we're going to cut away all of this like that. Cut a line straight across, and we can get those pieces to come out. Sometimes when you have the adhesive sheet, those pieces like to stick, but when we peel it apart, they'll come out. Okay, so we've got those pieces. Let's go ahead and grab our little piece of white. We're going to put a little piece of white right here at the bottom to give our cupcake a kind of a white and grapefruit striped cupcake paper. Now I've peeled off the sticker backing and I'm going to stick it there. I just want it to show through the white paper, okay? So now take your scissors and just follow along that line. Cut that out. All right, now for our shimmery piece, and it's actually pretty wet still. I put a lot of it on there, but hopefully we can get it to stick enough. Now I'm leaving a little bit hanging over because our new glimmer paper does stick well with adhesive, but just to be sure, I'm going to add a little bit of adhesive to those pieces so that they'll stick together. And right now my piece is pretty wet, so it's having a hard time sticking. Okay, so there we've got that. Now for that little heart, let's get our fine tip glue. Put a little dot there and put that heart there. Now, if I had time, I would take my clear block and I would sit that on there for a little while. That would give it time to really set that adhesive into the glimmer, and that little heart and everything would be nice and stuck. But for the video, we're just going to move on. We're going to leave that there. I have cut out a little piece of, this is from the Be Mine Stitched Framelits, just a strip of Whisper White with that little scalloped border. And whoops, I've used the wrong ink. Well, we're just going to go for it. I used Memento and I meant to use grapefruit, but that's all right. Woo, look at that. I did pretty good with the video. Sometimes it's hard to get those things to line up when you're making a video. Okay, time to get everything in place. So I'm probably going to need, let's see, this is probably too many dimensionals, but better safe than sorry. All right, so this is kind of like our little plate or shelf or table for our goodies, okay? Now we're gonna do that one there. Then we'll put our gift here, kind of turned a little bit. And then when our piece is completely stuck down, what you can do, what I was mentioning earlier, is stick on your dimensional so that it covers up that bottom part. That way they'll stay together. But I feel pretty certain they'll stay together anyways once everything is dry. And we're going to stick that in overlapping. How cute. One more thing, we got to have a few little sprinkles, don't we? These are the Share What You Love Artisan Pearls. And let's see if I can get them out of the package. If you take your pick tool and get a little bit of your putty on the end, mine's almost out, you can pick up these pearls and set them down like that. This is my favorite use of the Take Your Pick tool. All right, there you go. Let's see, maybe one more. I feel like we need one more down here. There you go, guys. I hope you like this card, and I hope you'll give that glimmer paper, spritzing glimmer paper, a try. It is really fun. It is a really good way to get a big stretch out of your glimmer paper because you can change the color no matter what color you need. All right, hop over to my blog, get the PDF, and make sure that you order these beautiful projects so that you can make these awesome projects yourself. Thank you so much, everyone. I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.